Mythical Podcasts, Mythical Fighters Podcast,
There
Episode 3, Numero Trace. We thought the fights were last week.
Not gonna lie about that.
Morons. And turns out they're this week. So we decided we'd just give you guys some news this week. Talk about word on the street.
You know what that means?
Rumors, some Reddit shit. You know, anything that we want to talk about. Really, just keep it free. You know. And I know Gary wants to talk about DLew as always. So I guess we'll start off with that. Yeah.
Well,
I
promise, we do actually really like UFC. We just, not 1 o'clock in the morning cards.
Dude, I was talking about that card to a lot of people. And
I was
nobody knew.
Everybody.
I feel like nobody knew that it was not.
And I thought I was the only one that it was gonna be.
Like everyone missed that it was not last week. I feel like that.
But you know what that means? That means that we're ahead of time.
That means we're ahead of time, and we can give our huge following some news updates.
There you go.
So the people crave it.
There's a new picture. There's a new
Here we go
picture,
again.
guys. This is what I've been wanting to see for the longest time. An actual picture of Derek Lewis now. And, bro, he looks ready.
Looks really skinny.
Looks ready to run.
Yeah, there was a new one that popped up on Reddit, and they had like a before and after, and it was pretty fucking different, that's for
Pretty
sure.
good. Yeah.
Well,
it was pretty good.
I have something about. I have an opinion about that. It's not the first time that he's been that shape because when he started in the heavyweight division, before they made the deal with Reebok and stuff that they used to use their own shorts and stuff, he already was in better shape than he was right now. Like, actually, this picture right here, that was in 2014. You see?
Oh, look at that, yeah.
Yeah, 2014 versus, of course, recently, 2020, 2022. I mean, it's not the first time, but it will be interesting to see if he's in better shape than what he was in 2014.
The thing about him getting slimmer is like he relied so much on his weight for a lot of his fights beforehand, to not get taken down and stuff. I wonder if the increase in cardio is going to help him benefit as a fighter because it's going to take away from his, kind of his strategy of being so big beforehand, like kind of moving away from that now. That's been kind of his strategy before in a way.
Always been a strategy.
Like that's like his wrestling defense, I feel like.
His who was it that said Joe Rogan? He just gets up.
Yeah.
He just gets up.
So you're kind of relying on that strength or weight, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, that's the question though. Did he lose any of that strength?
He lost the weight.
He lost the weight, but
I mean,
if you're still fighting at heavyweight, then you're putting on that weight somewhere else.
It could go either way. Like, it depends on the type of workout you do. Like, did he do a lot of strength conditioning workout that is gonna help him? Because we've seen it before. Like, some people lose power when they go down the weight, or they may gain a lot of power.
Is he going down the weight?
No, it's still heavy.
No, but I'm saying it's like when they, when they get slimmer, when they usually lose more weight, they probably lose a little bit more power. But we just have to wait and see. We just never know.
I mean, the weigh-in should be tonight, right? Either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching it. Usually they give them.
You could be 220 and still be a heavyweight.
I want to see where he's at. I want to see.
But he's a heavier heavyweight, right?
He was.
He's still going to be...
Was he the heaviest heavyweight?
No.
Who is? Do we know?
It's between him... Oh, you mean from... No, Brock Lesnar.
No, I mean now.
Oh, now?
Volkov, maybe? Because he's so tall.
No, I think it's between him and Francis Ngannou. Because Francis Ngannou walks around 295 pounds. Mm-hmm. No, actually, Derek Lewis, when he did the podcast with Joe Rogan, he shared that the heaviest he walked around was like almost 300 pounds. Yeah. So, in my opinion, he might be this.
Randy was.
Yeah,
who?
He was the heaviest.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember that interview too. I remember he said he had low.
So he has to cut down.
Yeah.
He has to cut down to 265. If you are above 265, then you don't make weight. Mm-hmm. But that's crazy. 265 pounds? Mm-hmm. That's insane, bro.
I'm interested, man.
Yeah.
He's got my attention now. Mm-hmm. He looks like he's actually serious about it.
But let's see, man. We just have to see how his speed gonna be.
I didn't realize he was 38 years old.
38.
Yeah, no, he's older. He's definitely older.
But
it's kind of a shame he didn't start this earlier. Well, I guess you are showing us pictures of him
but
later beforehand. But
it doesn't matter when you're a heavyweight. You could be 40 years old and still, like, when you're a heavyweight, it doesn't matter. You can still compete at the highest level. Mm-hmm. Now, in the lower divisions,
they have a wider.
Yeah, they have a wider because you don't
age range.
They not really fast.
Yeah.
You know, the only fast guy in the heavyweight division is
Cyril
Gane, and after him is Stipe.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the fastest heavyweights. Well, when he was in his prime.
Quicker, I wouldn't call him like super fast.
Yeah. No. But he's he got good combination. He
Gane is fast.
Yeah, Gane is fast. Yeah, he's really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what about what's his name? Aspinall. Is he light heavyweight?
He's pretty quick.
He's heavyweight.
Yeah, he's heavyweight.
Yeah, he's heavyweight.
He's pretty quick.
Yeah, he's quick. He's very athletic. But you know the interesting thing? The heavyweight that is gonna come now, the one that is gonna come out, they're gonna be more athletic because they're gonna learn. Like they're gonna watch, they're gonna learn from the previous heavyweights. They're gonna, you know what? I want to be faster.
I think so too. I think one day the heavyweight division is going to be a bunch of like basketball players.
Yeah, football players.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
And it's going to be
super athletic,
insanely crazy competition.
And one of the first athletic guys to compete in the heavyweight division. Do you guys remember Travis Brown?
Of course.
Yeah.
He used to play basketball. And he used to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He used to play basketball.
Yep, and he was quick and he had good striking.
And Stipe used to play. He used to do boxing. And he used to play baseball.
Yep. Yeah.
So
Stipe was an athlete. Yeah.
So he was an athlete. So
and those guys are very successful in that division because they have that athleticism. Because the rest of the division, of course, doesn't really, right?
Yeah.
Some of the most athletic in the heavyweight end up being top 5 guys a lot of times.
You can look at that both ways though, because Greg Hardy, right? I mean, everybody thought he was going to be really good and really athletic.
But you have to remember, he started really late in his career. He didn't start it like really young.
Yeah.
Like most of the heavyweights, they don't start too late. Mm-hmm. Probably like in their in their 20s.
Yeah. Unless you're Derek Lewis, who started in
Derek Lewis is his own.
Yeah, but
True.
it's hard Derek Lewis is a special case,
Hard to compare anybody to Derek Lewis, in my opinion.
I mean, it's true. I mean,
he's one of a kind, man. Are we going to see another Derek Lewis when he retires? We might see people like him, kind of. But
I really like that.
He's a national treasure, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. He really is.
In both fight style and personality.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on the podcast for sure.
That'd be fucking amazing, yeah.
DLew, for sure.
You can just sit here in silence. He wouldn't say shit.
I would not say a thing. I'd be in just awe the entire time. I'd just be in awe.
You gotta feel like you're like, I don't know, man.
I feel like if DLew, like Derek Lewis come, I think he's gonna take over the podcast. I think he's gonna ask other questions. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna give us a chance.
Yeah. You guys know what you're talking about. Yeah.
For sure. But
and it would be awesome. Yep.
No,
it would be awesome.
It would be amazing. It would be a blessing in disguise for sure.
Not even.
We'll get there.
I mean, I would probably order pizza one day and he'd be the delivery guy.
Yeah.
There's your disguise.
Yeah, you heard about that time somebody tried to rob his car?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hot Wire's car. Yeah.
Who?
Can you imagine that? Dude?
That's why you have to be careful. What do you
do it?
Who do you do it to? You remember that quote from?
But that's the thing. You don't know who drives that car.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're just going for a nice car.
Is there a worse person that you could rob?
Have you seen the movie John Wick when he said it's not what you did, son. It's who you did it to.
Right. Yeah. I think the only other person that like literally I would crap myself would be Brock Lesnar, right?
Well, yeah.
Because
Brock Lesnar was also like people, man.
He's already an asshole. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
good thing
Derek Lewis is a fun guy.
Yeah, he's friendly, dude.
But
he just
man. All right, so Derek Lewis, I still have Derek Lewis.
There was an article I sent to you guys today about him saying that he didn't want to fight if Dan Mergliotti,
well,
how you say his last name, was reffing. I don't know if he's joking around or not.
I like to think he's joking
he's
around, but if he made that comment, like, let's say for a second, he's saying it serious, you know? He already come with a wrong attitude to this fight. Because he's not going to be thinking about, you know, finishing this guy. He's going to think about, okay, what about he takes me down?
The ref? Yeah.
Like, what about, it's not good. It doesn't look good.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
He's always been a funny guy. So
No, but I'm saying,
sure. If it's true, sure, it's a really bad look. But I don't think it's like a serious statement. I think he's just saying that to have fun with it, just because of his last couple of fights.
He thinks that Dan stops his fights early.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean, I don't agree. Heavyweight, man.
All right,
Heavyweight hits like a truck.
So earlier, in the group text, I did say that I thought his last fight got stopped a little bit early. I forgot it was Hagan.
No, he fought against the Russian guy, right?
Pavlovich.
Oh, was it Pavlovich?
This was his last fight.
Yeah.
Well, then that one was
seconds.
absolutely was stopped early.
No, man.
Okay,
I think you're a bit like.
I might
turned around. I might be. If I remember right, he turned around and turtled.
I don't remember
That's
him
the biggest
turtling.
sign, right?
I don't remember him turtling. I remember him sliding to the side a little bit and like trying to get away from it. I don't think it should have been stopped. I don't think it should have been stopped.
Yeah, the only fight I remember that got stopped early in the heavyweight division was when Frank Mir fought. What was it? Josh Burnett. You remember that knee? You guys go back and watch that fight. He hit him with a knee, and then he went down, but he got up right away. Like, there wasn't any following punches.
I think the heavyweights have a shorter leash because of how much damage they can
do.
I mean, that makes sense, too. Mm-hmm. For sure it does.
Like, you can let the little guys go a little longer. You know, it's not as much of a risk there. But if Derek Lewis is on top of you and you're letting him do 1, 2, 3 more shots... I mean, that's a real mistake by a referee, man. That's like bad brain damage by one of the most heaviest hands.
You don't want it to happen like overeem. Like that was
that's
like
for sure
too much.
True. But with you touching on that, let's go straight into the Alex Pereira and Adesanya fight rematch that they're talking about for April, because there was talk about the first one getting stopped too soon. How do you feel about that?
You mean the last fight? Okay.
Yeah.
I think
because Izzy was upset.
I mean, it could have gone either way. Like, I wouldn't be mad if they stopped early. I'm not mad because he was taking a lot of damage.
He was taking a lot.
And if you think about it, like, you don't want a champion like that, you know, to take as much damage as he did in that fight. So first, he got hurt with the kicks. Remember, he went down with the kicks.
Oh yeah.
And he was getting, you know, he was moving his head, but his hand wasn't up.
But when he got stuck against the cage is when it was a problem. Yeah. And then he started dropping a little bit, and then but he kept everything down. It was like he couldn't protect himself.
Yeah. Now we could make the argument like if he would have grabbed him. And then he would have kept hitting it. I would have been like mad because you know he's grabbing him, but he was just going like
when you look at that, to me it's the body language and the eyes.
Yeah.
He looks kind of half slumped.
Yeah,
and he only looks like he's halfway there, and that's enough. Sure. And that's enough for me to stop a fight.
Oh, I agree with that. That stoppage.
Yeah, I agree with that stoppage. So I don't think it was short enough.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So I think people like to act like we're supposed to keep fights going until somebody falls over and is like out. That's not necessarily the case, man.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
when there were no rules.
No rules, you know. No weight class. You see, you see a guy weighing 195 pounds. Fighting with a guy who's 260 pounds.
Yeah.
I want to see.
And that's what I'm saying. Like as we evolve, we now know like guys can get put out on their feet, you know, and that stuff used to be
quickly.
And you know, we probably should cut it off there, you know, because it can only get worse at that point, you know. Like I think it's a smart call in that particular fight to call it that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, he was just gonna keep teeing off on him
for sure.
Right?
Oh yeah.
What else would have happened?
Nothing.
Probably
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
99% nothing.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
100% brain damage.
We can't tell the future. You never know, but 99.9% of the time,
they didn't stop that fight. There was definitely brain damage happening, for sure.
And Pereira's hands are heavy, man.
You know, the thing with Alex Pereira is, like, he can, like, we just witnessed that in his fight against Easy. He could put you out in any round, anytime.
5th round.
Yeah. So Israel, he was doing good, but the thing is, like, he touched you once and that's it. So that being said,
it went both ways though too.
Yeah. He could have.
That second round. I mean, or was it the first? It was the first round.
Yeah.
And the first, he caught him with that left.
Yeah.
So
walled him hard.
He almost fell.
Walled him hard.
I was nervous. I got so nervous at that point.
So Alex Pereira, he's 3 in reality, like in real fighting, like
saved by the bell.
He got 3-0 now.
Yeah.
Easy.
So the question is, 4th time the charm? I don't think so.
I don't know, man. It has to be like if I had to bet, if I had to bet, I think I'm gonna have to take Pereira. Easy gonna have to fight a perfect fight.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to fight a perfect fight.
He's in his head.
Yeah.
He's in his head throughout all companies now.
Stylistically, it's just not a good fight for Izzy.
And it's weird. It's like this is the thing about MMA. You see a guy like Whitaker, right? Israel got his number, but then Whitaker has a better chance to beat Pereira because of the
would.
Yeah, because of the takedown.
Takedowns, yep.
So it's like because
I bet he would.
I mean, that's a question though too. I mean, he's been training in Glover's gym, so I mean, I would like to see.
The question becomes, was Pereira's takedown defense?
Yeah.
And we haven't had it tested yet. So if it's the first time it's going to be tested, it's going to be against Robert Whitaker. I'm taking Robert Whitaker.
It's rough.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
rough.
You know, I'm taking Robert Whitaker. I think he can take him down.
Because even Romero...
Actually, Israel took him down. Israel took him down.
Yeah.
He did take
Romero,
him down.
Robert Whitaker can definitely take him down.
He took him down, but he got back up though.
Yeah, but Robert Whitaker would not allow that to happen. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Way better wrestler than Israel.
But here's the thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pereira is a big middleweight.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And very solid. Have you seen him?
But didn't Robert Whitaker take down Yoel Romero?
Yeah.
Whitaker, he did, like, that's the thing. They fought.
So, are we going to act like he can't take down Pereira if he took down Yoel fucking Romero? I just don't buy that.
No, he can't. He can't take him down.
He'll definitely get him down. He'll definitely get him down. The question is, can he keep him down? And I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, styles make fights, right? Those three might have a little cycle for a little bit.
It could be.
You know?
It could be.
Which would be kind of interesting.
I don't know how many more.
Who else is
fights
in middleweight that
Whitaker
could
is.
even, like, you know, kind of challenge for this
How many more fights does Whitaker have? I think that's a good question.
Derek Brunson is a good wrestler.
Nah.
I like Derek Brunson, but I think his best days are behind him.
Cannonier, maybe.
Yeah, but Cannonier is not as much as a wrestler.
I don't get excited about Cannonier that much, though.
I don't either.
Dude,
I think
middleweight might be the worst division right now. Honestly, it's a three-person division, dude. If you think about it. I mean, here are the names after the three we were talking about: Cannonier, Vettori, Brunson, Costa. Who
Vettori got good.
Anymore, it seems like
he utilized his wrestling too.
What about here's a couple of interesting names in the middleweight: Roman DeLeedze and Dricus Duplessis.
I like Duplessis, man.
Oh, Hermanson. Jack Hermanson is he's a good wrestler.
I don't picture him as a champion.
He's not.
No, I don't picture him as a champion, but he got good wrestling.
Well, that's what I was asking. Like, who in this division could even be a champion other than Alex, Israel, and Whitaker?
And honestly,
I
would love to see Chris Curtis.
Dricus.
It'll never happen.
Draco,
I'd love to see it.
What's his name?
That guy sucks, dude.
Draco, the one who beat
Duplessis.
Yeah.
But Duplessis has been just knocking people out in the first round.
Yeah.
We don't really know how well-rounded he is.
Oh, there's always a question. Put him against some
point.
top guys, top 10 guys.
Do you see what Roman DeLeedze did to Jack Hermanson?
No.
Put him in that calf slicer and that six.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah,
beat
yeah.
the fuck out of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman DeLeedze is a beast, man. I don't know if he's like well-rounded enough to beat some of the top 5 guys, but Roman DeLeedze is kind of a beast. He's got a lot of raw power, and he's a good wrestler.
And I mean, sticking with the whole middleweight thing.
Kevin Gastelum, it could be a good matchup for him.
Dude, middleweight is not that great, man.
Yeah,
middleweight.
Gastelum's out of gas.
Like, the only other fun fighter in this division to me is my boy Costa, but doesn't even like to fight at this point.
He doesn't want to.
I know.
Who's this guy that he's an Olympic wrestler? Edmund?
Sheboygan?
Yeah, how do you pronounce his last name?
I don't know.
Shabayan?
What's his name? Golden Boy or something? He was
supposed... That's his Edmund.
Yeah.
He's a Lee wrestler.
Yes.
So he's number 17 right now, so I want to see
his hype train was derailed because he took an L from somebody a little bit ago. He had a lot of hype behind him until like last year, I think. Forget who took him out. Oh, 3 people actually. Derek Brunson KO'd him, Jack Hermanson decisioned him, and then Imavov KO'd him. So the hype kind of fell off for him.
What hype?
But there's another
there
guy.
was a hype for Edmund for a while.
Yeah, but after 3, it's difficult to get that.
Of course, you know.
This guy, he had a new contract with the UFC. He was in the Olympic. What is his name? He was in the Contender Series, I think.
Bo Nickel.
It's a bad matchup.
He's not middleweight, is he?
He's a middleweight.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm waiting.
That could throw some
wrenches in there. Yep.
He already got signed with the UFC.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of time until we get him.
He already had his fight. Didn't he have a fight? He fought.
No, he hasn't got a fight yet.
He just fought in Contender.
But let me tell you, my words. That guy is going to present a lot of problems to a lot of those guys.
Yep.
No, they just said it. It's Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett.
Right, but he has
March 4th.
He has a fight coming up.
Which is against Jamie Pickett, which will be a decent test.
They'll take him right down. Don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Bo
Jamie
Nickel,
Pickett has to keep him up.
Yeah, he has to.
I mean, it's just not going to be.
I'd say no way that Bo Nickel loses that. I think he's just going to put him right to the ground, call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
nothing against Jamie Pickett. I know he's got good reach. He's a pretty good striker, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
but Bo Nickel's going to fucking just throw him right in the ground. You know?
I mean, that's what happens when you get in there with a.
I mean, if people think something other than that will happen, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just feel like Bo Nickel's just on another level with that wrestling. I mean, the way he looked in that Contender Series appearance, man, he just made it look easy, dude.
Yeah.
Made it look easy. Like it wasn't shit, walk in the park type stuff, you know? Why can't he do that to these strikers? He definitely can.
Yeah, I mean...
He definitely can.
I don't see why he wouldn't be able to.
Somebody like... he would need like a big body to go against that and keep him up. And then it'll get interesting, you know? Somebody with nasty takedown defense. Yeah. Or that can counter him with BJJ or wrestling in their own right?
That's the thing. We don't have Damian Maia anymore.
I know.
He used to be in the middleweight. He went to welterweight.
I know. Damian Maia.
There's not a lot of submission artists in the middleweight. We're missing a lot of stuff in the middleweight. I mean,
it's the most empty division. It feels like. Doesn't it? Yeah. It just feels like
it's not one of
Yeah. And Pereira was that spark, but now he's already got all the way to the top, and now we need another one. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like they wasted Pereira by having it go too fast.
Yeah.
You know, they should have kind of built him up a little more. And maybe not giving him that championship bout so quickly.
Yeah, but you know, if you think about it,
yeah, now it's like, what's next? We're just gonna redo the same shits. Or
it's all about marketing and money.
Of course,
UFC is always gonna.
Well, that's what it was, right? Because he had already beaten him twice outside of the UFC. Can he beat Izzy again?
And
that was his thing.
And just like we're saying now, the middleweight needed a spark, so they did that.
Yeah, they got it. They got it done.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really know where we go with the division now. I mean, some of these guys outside of the top 3 that we talked about, Israel, Alex, and Bob Whitaker they're just not exciting, man. They're just not. Is anyone excited about Sean fucking Strickland? No. Right? Derek Brunson's cool, but he's past his prime. The guy that everyone points to is Marvin Vettori, and I just don't have faith in him like other people do. You know?
I mean,
do you?
I feel like
after the Whitaker fight,
he's lost too many, man. I think
he's still good. He can still hang in there with the top 10 guys.
He's very good at pretty much everything, but I wouldn't say he's excellent at anything.
No, I'd agree with that.
And I don't think he finished a lot of people too.
No,
he doesn't finish it.
You forget about him.
I don't think he finished.
You know, His whole pitch is like he's Italian, basically.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
2 wins by knockouts, 11 wins by submissions.
But like, and
11 first round finishes for Marvin Vettori.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
It's
No, I didn't
interesting.
realize that. But yeah, needs a spark in him. Needs a spark. I feel like
I think the question is who, though.
I think you just start to give. I don't know. I think you need Bo Nickel. I think you need Bo Nickel.
I think Bo
yeah,
Nickel is
I don't
the
think they're
answer.
gonna give him Bo Nickel right away. I think they're gonna
No.
build.
Can't.
You know, the thing about the UFC, they have to be smart. They don't want to do like they did there until.
Yeah.
You know, they have to be really sure about a guy. You know, like the only reason the only reason they put Pereira right away in the title.
He was already
Yeah,
established.
he was already established.
Yeah.
He had a couple wins, and he also beat the champion.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Oh, they're doing Vettori versus DLew?
Vettori versus DeLew.
Oh, fun. All right.
March 18th.
Who wins that, we think? Probably
DeLew.
Vettori. Nah, probably Vettori.
Well, I mean, if you're
Vettori
pointing,
by decision, I'm going to go with.
Yeah,
just off rip, just like
he's gonna play safe.
I mean, once the time comes, I'll dive into it a little more. But off just a knee-jerk reaction, I feel like Vettori probably get a decision on that one.
think so?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
they're both.
We
good
will go.
wrestlers.
We will go over that.
Yeah.
You know, pretty soon.
Yeah,
Is
we'll
it on the
go.
main card or that's a fight night card?
That sounds like a fight night headliner. to
It
me.
sounds like a
It
fight
sounds
night.
like a fight night headliner.
Yeah.
That's just March 18th.
Mm.
That's all it says. So I don't know.
What else is a word on the street
Well,
these days?
You had Strickland challenging Costa. I mean,
I'm down.
Stick with middleweight. Yeah.
Strickland challenging Costa.
You could say anything about Strickland, but that guy fights anybody.
Oh,
I don't think he's afraid to fight.
No,
He's
he's
anybody.
not
nutty.
afraid.
He's nutty. He's nutty
Yeah.
as all hell. And I mean, I love it. I do. I really do. But I think you have to pick your battles a little bit better, because just because you will fight anybody doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
But isn't that what you want to see as a fan?
Sure.
Like, you don't want to see.
I don't
You don't
want to
wanna
see
see-
one-sided fights though.
Yeah.
I don't
But
wanna
will
see
you
bad
think?
fights.
Will you think Paulo Costa is gonna be one sided? I don't think so.
I think it's going to be.
In my opinion, I don't think it's gonna be a one sided fight.
I don't think it goes the distance. I don't
Him
think it
versus
goes the
Paulo
distance.
Costa.
Hey, remember Paulo Costa? He's not well known to finishing a lot of guys, and he doesn't have like a one punch knockout power like Pereira.
He
Like all he does is put volume on you. He got great cardio. He can overwhelm you.
Throws hard though. He does throw hard.
Yeah, he
But
goes
you're right,
hard.
He doesn't have a whole lot of like one punch KO.
Yeah, he doesn't have a one punch, which is crazy with the physique that he has.
I know, you
right?
think he would, right?
I could
Yeah.
see a TKO coming though. I could definitely see a TKO.
I think it'll be fight of the night, just like it happened with Joel Romero and Paulo Costa. I think it'll go the same way, in my opinion. There's not gonna be any grappling. This is gonna be just
Oh,
fire.
it's going to be very, very little grappling.
Yeah.
Because Strickland trains in the
Well,
gym. Like
yeah.
he does full
You don't
fights.
think Paulo would try a takedown?
No,
I don't know.
think so.
He's got a
He
black belt.
might.
He has a black belt, but when have we seen him taking people down?
We haven't really, but it would be the smart move in this instance. don't you think?
Against Strickland? For
Yeah.
sure it is.
He
Because
should have
Strickland-
used that against Israel,
Absolutely.
which
he should have,
was
yeah.
like.
But-
Well, that was the dumbest fight.
In that defense, Israel's way harder to take down than Sean Strickland.
Yeah, it's the limbs.
You
It's
know,
too long.
because he's
Okay.
more elusive. His
Yeah.
footwork's better. Sean Strickland comes right at you. You can probably take him down a little easier, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing. Knowing Paulo Costa, I don't think he's gonna take him down.
No, I don't either. I think I'll still try to fucking
He's
stand
gonna-
up with him.
he's gonna-
Because he's not gonna present as much problem as Israel did when he fought Israel. So he's gonna be like, okay, this guy's gonna come at me, and when he comes, we're just gonna stay in the packet, and whatever happens, happens.
Which is ridiculous.
Because you remember the approach Paulo Costa took against Roel, and he got clipped.
Against who?
Joel, yeah. You remember that fight? He was putting pressure.
It was
That-
very back and forth.
yeah, it was
It was
back
very
and
back
forth.
It was a crazy fight.
And when you get two guys that they not gotta use angles, they're just gonna go straight at each other.
What this is going to be. It's going to be a
Yeah.
Strickland
It's gonna,
versus-
yeah.
But Strickland doesn't hit that hard.
No, but he doesn't back down from your punches either.
He doesn't back down.
He stays right in your face and he just keeps on throwing.
Yeah, he does 1s and 2s, yeah.
Yeah, he just keeps throwing. So, I mean, it's going to be a battle on the feet.
I just feel
I just don't know. I
have to pick Costa, I feel like.
I feel like I would pick Costa too.
I don't know. I don't even really know why. I just have to.
I think I would choose Costa just because of the simple fact that he's not like he used combinations. He used a lot of body shots.
Yeah, more.
Strickland, he just he just used jabs. He's volume and stuff.
But don't you, on the counter of that, don't you think that could stumble and startle Paulo Costa?
It could happen. Anything can happen.
I can kind of see him not knowing what to do with the jab and the straight. Like I can see Sean Strickland's style confusing Paulo Costa.
Keeping that distance.
Don't you think? Don't you think it's a possibility?
It's a possibility. Anything can
because Sean Strickland is, even though he's like kind of, in my opinion, kind of lame to watch. He is hard.
It's a one-trick pony.
He is hard to navigate. Like, he's a unique dude. He's going to throw a lot of 1s and 2s at you, which is like efficient punching, you know?
Yeah.
And if you don't really have a game plan to counteract that and not, have something to alleviate the pressure that he's going to bring you, then you're in for a rough one.
It's a problem. Yeah.
And I don't know if because Costa's game planning isn't the best. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I can see Costa going in there getting confused by, or just not really knowing what to do.
You got a black belt. What do you want to do?
Once he gets a couple of those 1s and 2s, getting confused, not really know what to do, and just relying on his power and being silly, I can see that happening, but I just have to pick him still.
I do.
I think he's a better fighter, when it comes down to it.
I think he's fought better people. I think he's a little bit more.
He uses he got more weapons.
He's a lot more well-rounded.
Exactly. You gotta pick the guy with the more weapons, right?
Yeah, more weapons.
The question is he going to use that?
And the question is he gonna accept the fight? Is he willing to fight?
Doubt it. Why would he accept that fight? Why would he? No,
because it's just a challenge.
There's really no reason that he should. He just beat Rockhold, which is a bigger name than Sean Strickland, who's a former champion. If I'm him, I want a big name, or I want
Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier would be
that would make more sense.
I would like that
if I'm Paulo, that makes more sense.
Yeah, that's gonna make more sense. Jared Cannonier would be
because he's only lost to Izzy and Vettori, man. Those are top 5 guys. If I'm him, I don't really necessarily need to take the 7th-ranked Sean Strickland, who nobody even really cares to tune into, really. I want the sales and I want the big name because I am a big draw. Because Costa's hilarious. A lot of people like him. You know what I mean? A lot of people follow his Twitter handle. A lot of people come
with
to see
the
his
juice,
fights.
with its
secret juice. I'm a big fan of the guy, dude. He's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter. I don't know what you say.
He's a clown, dude. He's the man.
Yeah,
he's hilarious. I mean, like if I'm him, I want somebody who's gonna bring the same type of something to the table.
He called you here. Do you know that guy, the painter, Jair the painter?
Yeah.
He caught you. You're a painter. He said, oh man, that guy's hilarious.
Dude, yeah, Costa's the man, dude. The guy's so funny. You
saw
him on Ariel's podcast? I'm not going to say what he said.
Who, Costa?
Yeah. No, Costa.
I'm
not going to say what he said, but look it up. Dude.
No, I'm going to have to go back.
Look it up, dude. He said some hilarious shit.
Live
on Ariel's podcast, he said some hilarious
shit.
I'll tell you afterwards. I don't want to have a recording of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? No?
I don't know. I have to see. Now I'm anxious to find out.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Hopefully that does happen. I would like to see. Oh well, no, because I do want to see Cannonier. I want to see Paulo Costa versus Cannonier.
That would be a cool fight too, man. I mean, Strickland versus Costa would be cool. I just think for Paulo, doesn't really make sense for him.
I agree.
Yeah. It's a risky fight for him, and it's a lower ranked guy that's not that much of a draw.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And he's looking to get more money, and that's.
It's not the way to do it.
They fight top 5 guys,
Yeah.
But have to come with a good terms with the UFC. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know they're not exactly the biggest fans of Paulo. I'm sure.
No, no. The UFC, like if you make it difficult for them, they're a nightmare.
They don't work with you. Yeah.
They're a nightmare to you. It's like you almost have to be on their good side.
They start hooking you up with shitty matchups and
yeah.
It's horrible. And then Dana starts to make fun of you to the media. The kid doesn't want to fight. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's the thing.
The kid doesn't want to fight.
Dana always shame on you. Like when you're not on his side.
That's all it says, man. Oh, don't look at me. The kid doesn't want to fight.
He's afraid. Like
I'm giving him options.
He said that Francis Ngannou was afraid of John Jones. What?
Yeah, I know.
That does not make any sense.
It just passes the blame off of him.
Yeah. You know? Like now that he get out, let me shame on this
like,
guy.
I want them to fight too, but it's his fault. You know what I mean? That's what he's doing.
He's a promoter, man. He definitely knows how to sell.
Fucking political.
It's the business, man. It's
the
business.
Yeah. What else is going on?
BMF possibility. Bernie.
Burns and Masvidal. Is that actually official now?
Yeah.
It is official.
It's official.
But it's 3 rounds?
That's the thing. Let me see. I think that's for the John Jones card.
Right, so it'll be a 3-rounder because it won't be the main event.
Let me see. I don't want to make any mistake, but I'm thinking that... Let's see. UFC...
It's the co-main.
Co-main event, right?
So 3 rounds.
Yeah, it'll be a 3-rounder.
Unless they make it.
No. Wait a minute.
Unless they push it to a 5.
Is it for... I don't see it here.
It's Izzy fight. It's the Izzy card.
April 8th.
April 8th,
okay.
So
what is your thought? What is your thought
on the fight itself or
on the fight and the BMF? You can go first, but I have my opinion on that.
I'm gonna go last. I want to hear what you guys say.
The fight, I think it's actually a really interesting fight because Masvidal has good jiu-jitsu defense. Very good, actually. People don't realize that. So on the ground, obviously I'd still pick Burns, but he might actually be able to hold his own, Masvidal.
Yeah.
On the feet, also interesting because Masvidal can catch you, right?
I think that's the tricky part.
So it's actually stylistically kind of a tough one for Gilly Burns. Kind of a tough one.
I'd agree with that.
You know, like the puzzle pieces don't really match up so well for him, and I think it's actually an interesting matchup. Now, of course, I'm going to take my boy. You know, I'm going to take Gilly Burns every time, right? But it's not easy for him. It's not Neil Magny, that's for sure. It's no easy path for him. I think, of course, he has the edge on the ground. On the feet, kind of iffy, man. Just iffy, you know? And on the ground, it's not going to be a walk in the park for him either. So, if Masvidal has a knack of catching people when they don't really expect it.
Yeah, that happened in
so I can see Masvidal doing what he did to Till and surprising everybody, right?
But the question is, how his condition gonna be? Because when I saw the fight, it's gonna be
But would I bet on that? Would I bet on Masvidal doing that? No, I gotta pick the better fighter, Gilly Burns. Yeah. You know, I gotta pick the better fighter every time, and that's Gilly Burns. I just think it's an interesting matchup. Now with the BMF thing, I don't know, man. I mean, if you really think you need to like up sales or something, but I think that shit's stupid. It's already an awesome fight. It's already an awesome fight, man. We ain't gotta do this extra shit. You know what I mean? It's already an amazing fight. Just let it be that. Like,
I mean, if they want to use that as a trademark, I understand. But actually making a title, I think it's kind of stupid. But if we're gonna talk about BMF, in my opinion, the real BMF in this fight is Gilbert Burns. He's the one who's been calling out fights. People been turning him down. And actually, Jorge Masvidal, I'm not saying Jorge Masvidal, he fights, he's not afraid. But the thing is, like, ever since he got more famous, you know, he's kind of like at the superstar level, where he kind of chooses his own fight. Gilbert Burns, he doesn't care about that. He just want to fight.
Fighter's fighter.
Fighter's fighter.
Fighter's fighter.
So he's a real BMF in my opinion. And this is a hard matchup for both guys.
Yep.
Both. Because, like you said, Jorge Masvidal, he got great jiu-jitsu defense, right? But, you know, Gilbert Burns, he's really good at the ground.
Some of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best, I should say,
And the only time I see Jorge Masvidal struggling is with wrestlers, like when people try to overwhelm him.
Yep.
And it's gonna be an interesting fight. And the question is Gilbert gonna take him down? He's just gonna trade punches? Because if he trade punches with Jorge, he's in big trouble.
I think he might try to mix it up.
I think I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna stand on the feet. I think we're gonna stand on the feet. It's gonna be sort of like the Hamzat Burns fight.
Just a barn burner, just trading.
Just everybody trading. And it's going to be dangerous for, I think it's going to be very dangerous for ELB. Burns, man, he's gonna have a problem. If he wants to stay on the feet, it's going to be a problem. Because Masvidal will
be
catch
interesting, that's for sure. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the easiest way to do it for Burning is to take him down.
Yeah.
Take him down,
That's
get his
why.
back.
That's why I think he'll probably go in there and he might strike for a little bit, but he's gonna I think he'll try to shoot a few times and mix things up, just to keep Jorge guessing. You know, I don't think he's gonna try to do either thing like too extreme, right? He's gonna try to mix up and really keep Jorge on his feet and guessing for all of his different weapons that he has. I think it would be foolish for him to just stand up, and I also think it'd be foolish for him to just keep going for takedowns. I think he should just keep it mixing up, use all the weapons, and you'll overwhelm Jorge, I think, because he's got more weapons, don't you think?
Yeah.
Billy Burns, yeah.
He got more weapons, yeah.
So utilize that, show him all the weapons, keep him guessing, right? And I think that's the way to win. You maybe you decision him, right? Or if you can get him down, maybe you do submit him, but it's not going to be as easy as it was for Magny.
It'll be a year and 3 days since he's last fought Masvidal. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what he does coming off of 3 L's.
Fucking Masvidal, man.
If I had to choose one, I think I'll go Gilbert Burns. He's the more active fighter, and I think he's just on fire right now.
Yeah, I just think Masvidal's not in it anymore. I just don't think
Masvidal. I don't know how his condition gonna be. If the whole Covington thing, where Covington, not been fighting for a year now because of the lawsuit. Yeah. That's the reason why he's not fighting. Because if he, supposedly he got brain damage.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna choose a fight right now. So.
I mean, it was 11 months since he fought Usman when he took that Covington fight. So I mean, I just think those fights with Usman just hurt him. I think that physically damaged him, and he hasn't been the same since. That first one was good. I like that first one. That second one, not so much.
Yeah, rocked, huh?
With him versus Usman?
Yeah.
I mean, he got rocked bad.
He got slept.
I think he got overconfidence too in that fight.
I think that was a big thing too, right? Because I mean, he took that first one on what? It was
I think he acted over.
It was a 2.
It was like a 6 week or a.
It was like 2 weeks or
it might have been like 14 or 16 days. He took that Masvidal fight.
You think he was overconfident for that one?
For that second one?
I think
I was overconfident.
I think he was acting overconfident. I think he was actually a little bit afraid.
I say he was overconfident as far beyond the feet because he knew the threat of the takedowns. Well, he would have never thought. Like when he got KO, what was your reaction? Because I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I expected it, but I always felt like Usman had the power.
No, he got the power,
but that was the thing.
If you're gonna just because it seemed like a strategy in that fight was to eat one to take one or shoot or
that's what
throw one
trade
and trade. You can't do that with anybody with power.
Well, that's a problem.
And if you see it, he was putting his hand down.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, he was kind of taunting him to throw punches.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And sure he did.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
he threw big.
But don't you think that's because he was just trying to act overconfident because he was afraid about the other weapons Usman has?
Probably.
I mean, it could have been. It could have been keep your focus up here.
Keep
your
focus
focus
taunting
up here.
you to punch me.
I could see that.
I can avoid the wrestling.
I could see that, but if that was his thought process on the whole thing. It's a dumbass thought process.
He's a dumbass guy.
I mean, I'm not. You're not wrong. I mean, you're absolutely
He's actually a
right.
high schooler, dude. He's 40 years old almost.
It's
He's jumping people, man, and he's 37. What is he?
No, 39. I think.
39.
Let me see.
Picture that better. Picture that for a moment. You're
Let me
40
see.
years old and you decide to jump another man outside of a
Excuse me,
restaurant.
I'm 35.
I know. What I'm
Forehead
saying.
mask, but
That's high school shit. You
No,
what I mean?
it is.
30,
It for sure
38.
is.
He's 38 years old.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not okay.
He's a child. You know what I
And
mean?
then you go and you
Now he'd want my ass, but he's a child.
you
know what I
punch
mean?
somebody's tooth out.
Please don't call my boy here.
And
Don't
listen,
call my boy ever.
that comes from a dude who loved Masvidal, man. When he was at his peak, I was his biggest fan.
Oh, bro, I was watching.
I was his biggest
the
fan.
backyard
I
fights.
was. I loved Street Jesus. It was
Him and
great.
Kimbo, bro. Him and Kimbo.
Yeah, I was the biggest fan. You start pulling shit like he's been pulling,
It's
now you look like an idiot.
You're falling off, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and
I can't support his behavior.
I hate to say
You
it,
know?
man. I hate to say it.
I just think that he was too emotional.
He was.
Could you imagine you fighting your so-called best friend, and then it's crazy to see how they became enemies.
Yeah.
And then that just like your mind, it doesn't work. You know, you're just thinking about I want to take this guy head on. You're not thinking right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's kind of mentally weak, don't you think?
I mean,
he's still fighting.
at the same time, people from the street, that's how they act. They don't go by rules.
It's all emotional. It's all emotion.
Yeah.
I don't know if that favors you in a fight.
No, it doesn't.
I think you're showing your cards a little bit. You know.
I mean, you make your
I
mistakes
think
at that
I think
point.
the stone-faced guys is a better approach.
Bearju would have to disagree with that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got their style, right?
Oh gosh.
I wouldn't be trying to show emotion in there.
No.
No, I would
that
just
way.
be very, very smart.
I'd have a stone face on, but I'd probably have tears coming out my eyes.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is about to happen. Oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
Maybe
Now, when I
myself
see
a little
guys
bit.
like taunting and like doing all this extra stuff, I always like, oh, he's nervous.
I saw
That's
a
what I
video.
think, yeah.
I saw a video of this old man. He has to be at least almost 60 years old. I mean, probably in his 50s. And this young guy, very strong, and he was like just put his hand down. They put on gloves, and the guy just knock him out, and he was just out cold. Like, come on, man, you gotta be smart, man. You can't just be showing up, especially with a younger guy that he touch you, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
The return. Let's talk about the return.
Well, we forgot about Tough. You want to do that or no?
Nah, we'll talk about Max Holloway.
Okay.
Return of Max.
End it with Tough.
Yeah, we'll end it with Tough.
Okay.
Fergie and Connie. We'll end it with Tough.
Yeah.
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway and
Arnold
Arnold Allen. I mean, they just announced it. It's April 15th.
My first
Is that
thoughts-
official or it's in the works? Because I read something that was in the works, but I don't know if it was official.
They're saying on the ESPN that it's happening.
It's happening.
That's a cool fight, man. I'm with it. I'll say that right now. My first reaction is cool matchup. You know, young up and comer, hungry, undefeated in the UFC, fucking everybody up. KO Calvin Kattar, whatever you want to say. KO Dan Hooker. Decisions over Youssef, Nick Lenz, Gilbert Melendez. I mean, dude's the real deal.
And he's very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive, very strong. Now about the Kattar fight. I hate the way it ended.
I don't remember it. What like
He got injured in that fight.
Kattar did?
Yeah, Kattar. Like he did a jumping knee
Mhm.
and then his
Oh,
yeah. He got
Yeah.
so we don't know like how would that fight would have ended.
That's a good point.
But not taking away anything from Allen, he's still a great fighter.
That's a good point. I had forgotten about that.
Yeah,
He's got
so
one loss in his career. He's on a 12-fight win streak, though.
In the
he's
UFC.
undefeated in the UFC.
In the
UFC, he's undefeated. Sure, yeah.
That's what I mean.
But my opinion on this fight, I think it's gonna be fight of the night easily.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Because you remember that fight with Dan Hooker? Like how? Oh
He
my
fucked him up.
God!
He fucked him up. You know, he did it in a couple minutes.
And that's the thing. Is he gonna be able to deal with the technical Max Holloway?
I think that's
the
question.
big question.
That's the question.
That's the big question.
And I think probably not, because Max Holloway's like a fucking legend.
The only guy that has Max Holloway number is, you already know,
Volk.
We don't have to mention his name.
Volkanovski at this point is one of the best fighters that's ever lived. You know.
Yeah.
So Arnold Allen is not that level, not yet. So
Unfortunately, no.
I gotta pick the guy who is a legend, who was a champion,
and he's still in his prime. Remember,
who's still in his prime. Yep.
He's not.
He put up great fights against Volkanovski.
He's only like 30, 31 years old, so he's still in his prime.
Mm-hmm. Who's gonna put the volume on him? It's you just wonder if Max can evade Arnold's power punches. That's the big question with Max, I guess. But he's always had a good chin. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Very tall. Well, Dan Hooker was tall.
So as long as Max can eat some of Arnold's good shots,
I mean,
he's gonna outvalue him. He's gonna overwhelm him, and I think he'll end up winning a decision. You know, but I'd have to go into things a little bit more deeper. That's a knee-jerk reaction, of course, but.
I mean, I would have to go with Holloway.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Holloway.
How do you know? How do you not pick Holloway? Right.
You have to, right? I mean,
it's
feel
fucking
like
Max Holloway.
So. But I mean, we will end up talking about that, but that's going to be ending up happening in April.
But yeah, it's interesting to note that Arnold Allen's biggest win is Dan Hooker because Calvin Kattar looks good on paper, but you're right, the specifics of that fight imply that you kind of have to throw that one out.
Yeah.
So his biggest win is Dan Hooker.
I mean, there were a couple stuff in that fight, but it wasn't much.
But his biggest clean win is Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker,
if you're gonna go from Dan Hooker to Max Holloway,
and Gilbert Melendez, which is a legend.
Yeah, but he got Gilbert at the end of his. More of his
and on the road.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see.
But wait a minute, is this fight gonna be a featherweight or is it gonna be a lightweight?
I would assume
featherweight. So Dan Hooker, I got it. Dan Hooker fight on.
He went down for that fight.
He went down for that fight. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the only fight he went down for because he got obviously destroyed.
Yeah, he got.
And they blamed it on the weight cut a little bit.
Oh, they did. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, mm-hmm. I do remember that.
Yeah, and they might very well be correct. I mean, Dan Hooker usually is lightweight, right? So he went down.
He's a big lightweight.
Yeah, exactly. Tall. So to cut to feather for Dan Hooker was probably. Very difficult.
Painful.
Yeah.
It's probably painful.
And it looked like it when he got destroyed he just got overwhelmed by Arnold.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he just got barraged. Right?
Yeah, getting a young guy like that who's hungry.
Yeah, he just got put into the corner, remember? And he just got barraged.
He didn't know what was happening. He really didn't. He didn't.
Dan Hooker relies on space. He sticks to the outside.
Well, I mean, he's tall. He's got that length.
Sticks to the outside. He has good movement.
If you close off that gap, he can't keep the distance with the jab.
That's
the problem.
If you take away the distance, now he's got some issues.
He needs that distance. He's got the leg kicks. He can throw some leg kicks, and
Arnold just went right at him.
Yeah, and that's a problem when you're a pit bull like that. I mean,
I think that guy he's very strong. He got good. His clinch is very good, and he's just very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I like fighters like that.
It's fun.
Very aggressive, not afraid. Young, hungry.
It's interesting.
It's going to be an interesting fight. So
definitely an interesting fight.
I mean, this could be. I hate to say it. This could be a turning point for Max Holloway if he loses this fight.
And this could be a big opportunity for Allen.
Absolutely.
If he wins this
Max
fight,
Holloway losing his belt, taking a couple L's from Volkanovski and then another L from Arnold Allen, it's gonna be interesting to see how it affects him mentally.
Yeah.
Could be a turning point.
And I don't think even if Max Holloway wins this fight, it's gonna be a long road until he get another title shot.
Yep.
Because he already got 2 losses with the champ.
Yep. You're going to have to move divisions probably.
Yeah, he's probably just like Figueiredo, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to move divisions probably.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Because they weren't do 7 fights against Volk? That's the thing, though.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Because, I mean, Volk is basically, there's nobody challenging Volk. You can't. Nobody can challenge Volkanovski.
Maybe Arnold Allen if he wins this.
Maybe. But
I guess that's the move.
So wait, so let me ask this. Who's challenging who for what belt? So is it Is it Volkanovski
No,
going up to?
He's challenging Islam for the lightweight
So
championship.
he's going up.
So even if he loses, he's still gonna be.
But if he wins,
he's gonna have both sides.
But then he can't defend both.
Yes, he can.
He can.
Look what happened with Amanda Nunes. She was going.
Yeah, people defend both.
Yeah, they can defend both.
But it takes a really active fighter, you know. But
He's
Volk can do it.
Volk is bad.
He's very active. Islam, if he were to have a second title, I see it very hard for him to defend both titles.
He doesn't fight very often, right?
No, it's like Khabib. They don't fight. I'm telling you, man, those Dagestani fighters, they train like savages.
Yeah, of course.
That's why they get injured so much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Too much.
I don't really know who can challenge Volkanovski outside of Islam, though. You know, it's Arnold Allen if he wins, but we've already seen Ortega, and the only other name that you can put out there is Yair Rodriguez.
Yair Rodriguez will be a good match.
I'd like to see it.
Versus Volkanovski. I just feel like Volkanovski would still win that fight pretty easily, too.
He would.
Don't you think?
Yeah, but
just more well-rounded. Oh, well, Yair's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Yair's a really, you know.
Volk's game plan, though, is just
his
strategy is very good. He's a very, very high IQ fighter.
Yeah,
very, very high IQ.
And I like his mentality coming up with the Islam fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like the comment that he made, like, oh, they think because I'm small, but when they look at me when I'm in front of them, their whole impression changes.
Everything changes. Everything changes. Yeah. I mean,
I saw him sparring with Israel.
Volkanovski's a problem, man.
He's one of the best ever, dude. I believe at this point.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I mean,
people don't give him enough credit because he's boring and his fight style isn't exactly the most exciting. Like boring as personality is.
I'm there.
And his fight style is not exactly.
That's me. I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I respect him.
But boring point fighting is like one of the smartest type of fighting you can
do,
man. You know.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's a boring fighter. Like whoever thinks Volkanovski is.
I don't think so either. I think casuals, people who don't watch the UFC very often.
Yeah, they people that started watching MMA in 2020.
They don't really understand like how good someone like that is and what exactly he's doing. So they just think he's a lame champion. You know? Because he's not loud. He doesn't do funny shit. He doesn't do spinning kicks. You know what I mean? Everything about him is just kind of, I don't want to say dull, but not as exciting as someone like a Conor McGregor, as a Francis, right? Yeah. Those are the people everyone wants to tune into.
It's true.
Because they're going to give him something that's going to be like, oh shit! Right?
But it doesn't always happen like that.
Volkanovski doesn't really give you an oh shit moment.
No, but it's very exciting to watch him fight.
Oh, for sure. But but you know, we've been watching fights for a while. We kind of understand, you know, how the game works a little bit more than people who are just watching a random pay-per-view every now and then. You know, they're not going to appreciate Volkanovski like somebody who watches the UFC every week. You know,
Yeah, I'm born there.
Yeah, they're just not. I don't think he has a big draw other than like being from New Zealand. Is he New Zealand or Australian?
Australian. And he used to play rugby too.
Yeah.
He used to be 240 pounds, I think.
Did you know he's the top pound for pound right now?
I believe it.
Didn't realize that.
I believe it.
If he wins this fight,
because of all
he's gonna be out there. That's the thing. You get a second. You get a second title.
22 fight win streak.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's insanely good.
You get a second title, and that solidifies you as a pound for pound, right? There's no question of that. And that's what John Jones is trying to do with Ciryl Gane. He's trying to get that second title. So there's no question mark. Oh, you know, who's the
right?
It'll be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
It'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be a good fight.
So yeah, let's close it out now with the tough.
With the tough.
The rumors
tough. Yeah.
The rumors about the tough season.
Have you ever watched that shit?
I have watched it.
You watched that shit, Danny?
I mean, I think I did once. I mean, I saw highlights when
I call it shit on purpose.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I think the Contender Series is.
But we're saying.
I hate that stuff, man, because I feel like it I know Dana's just trying to make money, but like that stuff and Slap League and all this extra stuff.
Yeah, the Slap
League,
dude.
It just makes the sport look like a fucking circus.
It does.
This is a legitimate sport, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now that the slap league is like affiliated with the UFC, it makes the UFC look like shit to me.
And I think, I think that sport is more dangerous than the UFC.
Absolutely, you just can't defend yourself.
You saw that guy? Did you saw that guy? He had like a basketball.
The interview where he
they like seizure and shit.
Yeah,
bro, that's straight head damage. Like we have, like the NFL is going through problems with like helmets and shit like that. But now you have people like taking straight on hits to the face, no protection.
They're gonna have to use gloves or
They don't. I mean, you could sit there and say that they're gonna have to, but they don't.
And you know the crazy thing, like if you move, because I saw some of the highlights. If you like you standing like this, right? And you cannot move your face, like even if someone's gonna slap you, you have to be you have to absorb it.
I'm not doing that,
bro. That's stupid.
I'm not doing that.
I know. It's like it's almost insulting to like the American population that Dana thinks that people will watch.
But you think that we're all gonna watch?
Either Dana thinks that everyone in America is really stupid, and he's right, and they'll get a bunch of views, or
idiocracy, bro. Idiocracy.
Like either way, it's kind of upsetting because if he's right, it makes everyone. It just means to me that
you know what would be crazy.
No one gives a fuck. It's just as long as respectful.
Look at this.
That's it.
You imagine they open a woman division for slapping?
Yeah.
That would be.
Is it only men? Is it men only?
It's men only. So, yeah. But look what happened when the UFC was only men, and they brought the women's division.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like, it's just weird. They take one step in the right direction by making it with ESPN to make it all legitimate, make it look cleaner, do the Reebok stuff, take away the sponsorships, make it look like a legit sport, and then they do some shit like slapping.
Bro, first
you know what I mean?
fight championship,
one step forward, and then a giant step back, man.
Bro, instead of using that money to increase fighters' fight, they just
I know. Are we trying to legitimize the sport, or are we trying to make it a goddamn circus? What are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Real sport or bullshit sport?
Yeah, women do this too.
Real sport, man.
Guys, women do this too.
Real sport.
Really?
Yeah.
You kidding?
Right? No,
I don't believe it.
There's a YouTube video right here. I can click on it if I wanted to. I don't want to watch this. This just makes me feel dirty.
Do you think the American public will watch it?
Yeah,
they are.
Bro, America has some of the craziest people.
Doesn't that make you upset? Isn't that sad, dude?
You know, they flip a coin to find out who goes first. What?
Oh my, that's a dude.
What?
Is that a woman or a dude?
That's a chick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a chick, bro. That's a chick.
Dude, doesn't that make you sad?
Oh my gosh. And then you put your arm up, and they have to come up to it. They have to come up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
they have to line themselves up, yeah.
This is dumb. Oh, it's good.
Of course it's fucking dumb.
Look, they have earplugs in, so that's good. They won't get ear damage, just brain damage.
Dude, if this show succeeds, then any criticism that the American population gets about being idiots is totally fair. Totally fair, you know what I mean?
Did you see that? Oh my gosh. I don't even want to. This is horrible. Slap fighting is possibly the worst thing.
I feel like this woman is gonna hit her very hard.
America, like,
look at that.
She's not ready. She's not ready.
No, but like people are gonna watch that, right? And then they're gonna be like, oh, the UFC, you know, that's cool. It's all spectacle.
God.
You know, they're gonna associate it. They're gonna make connections that the UFC is all spectacle and stuff too.
I mean, it's nice.
And it's gonna delegitimize it a little bit, in my opinion. And I just don't like that, man. This is an awesome story.
It doesn't really excite me. There's not a lot.
It's a mockery.
Yeah,
you said it right there.
It's a mockery.
It's a mockery.
People, can I tell you something? People are gonna get tired of watching just people slapping each other.
I don't know
because it's very repetitive. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know if they will though. In today's society, I don't know if they will.
You think Americans are that stupid, huh?
I think, man, that's tough.
If that's the case, then I feel bad for the country.
That's a tough mountain to stand on, right? I mean,
dude,
you said, are we going back? We going back?
That's so like blue collar, just dumb, dude. Just watching people get fucked up like that with a slap, with no strategy, no defense. No sport involved, just all spectacle.
I'm getting anxiety just thinking about it, bro. Like, that's the worst.
It's true. There's no, like, it's like, okay, you get a knockout, but it's like you have no control of it. It's like,
you can't defend yourself. You can't defend yourself. There's no sport involved.
So anyway, tough.
I'd rather watch.
Let's go back to tough, man. Let's go back to tough. Yeah. So you have season.
I never really watched
the next season,
The Ultimate Fighter, but I think if you want to make some good fucking clips, Conor versus Ferg would be hilarious. You know.
But here's the question: every time they put two coaches, right, in the Ultimate Fighter, they fight. They fight
at the end.
Is this gonna be
the welcoming back to Conor? I mean, I guess it's a good fight for him to get.
There's no way he takes
it. Can I be honest? If this fight happened, I could care less.
How big is Conor right now?
He probably like 200 pounds.
Walking around 100,
like 195 pounds.
Why would Conor want to fight Tony Ferguson? Does he earn any strikes? No.
And that's the thing, like,
I think it's more just a money, man.
One comment that
have that much draw?
Yeah. One comment that had been made was like, he's not gonna be the same, after the injury, and he's gonna look good against guy like Cabo Cerrone. Yeah. He may look good against Tony Ferguson. Yeah, because it's not.
I think he'll fuck him up.
That's why I'm saying I think it's a good fight for him to come back on, but I don't really want to see it.
It doesn't make him look any better if you beat Tony Ferguson.
Dude, after that Chandler knockout, that kick, I don't want to see Ferguson fight. Like, I just don't. Like, I feel.
And then the fight against
I know he's gonna get fucking slept by Conor probably too.
Horrible meme.
But that fight is gonna take place in welterweight because there's no way Conor is gonna cut down to 155.
Yeah, he's gonna have to drop a lot.
Well, the other interesting part about it is that Chandler's trying to insert himself into things and be the other coach. Keep on talking about it.
I think I would have liked that more than watching.
It makes more sense.
It makes more sense.
Chandler versus Conor?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chandler is willing to take him at welterweight.
Wow, Chandler's willing to take anybody.
But for the show, it wouldn't be as fun because Chandler's a fucking walking
cliche. Chandler would be great.
Oh, because he's very motivational
he's
stuff.
He's a walking cliche. Like, he wouldn't be nearly as fun. Tony Ferguson's way more fun. Come on, man. Like, as a personality.
I think it's all about money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I think
there's a reason behind this.
I think with that being said, with the money being said, I think you'd be in for a surprise with Chandler being the next the other coach.
You think
I think he would be. I think he'd make it a little bit more fun than he should.
Than I'm giving him credit for.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? The funny thing. So is he gonna get permission? Because have you guys? I don't know if I shared this with you. But Tony Ferguson, he's enrolled in Harvard.
Yeah. Yeah, we know that. I mean, does he? What if you're full time in school? Do you need permission?
I mean, not that you need permission, but
if you were a teacher, maybe
you need a note.
Yeah. I mean, not permission exactly, but what about if he got a lot of assignments to do, so he's gonna take the time?
I mean, I don't think they would care. I think they're just. I think they'd be cool with it. Like, to read a couple chapters or like write an essay? You can't write an essay after you do a training.
Just get out now, don't you think? I don't mean to be a dick about it, but he's just not the same, man.
I said it after the kick.
Yeah.
After that KO.
Like, someone needs to sit him down and be like, "Hey, listen,
we need to
like Joe Rogan. Then
is the end. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I think this would be the perfect time, right? I mean, look, you're in Harvard, bro. Stay there. You know what I mean? It's like,
Harvard's a great school.
You're doing. I think you're on the right path. I don't think you need tough. Season.
Sometimes you need to have that conversation. Do you guys remember when Joe Rogan had that conversation with Brendan Schaub?
Yep.
Brendan Schaub told him, like, he asked him, how will you do guys against guys like Junior Dos Santos at that time?
It's a real conversation.
And then he said, I think you'd be surprised. And then Joe Rogan, yeah, I think you'd be surprised. I think you get fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
It's a real conversation that needs to happen in probably a lot more of these fighters' lives than we're even calling.
Yeah, a lot of these guys need to ask themselves exactly how good they are.
How long do you want to go?
But they have all the heart. That's the thing. Like, you know,
Sure.
you have to believe that you're the best. Otherwise, you can't even get into the fucking octagon. You're gonna get fucked
for sure.
up.
Not everybody is a Glover. Not everybody is a Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson fought until he was 45 years old.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you start taking a big L streak, you have to have some serious conversations with yourself. That's all.
I agree.
And sometimes these guys go into denial, I think.
It's crazy. We never got to see Habib versus Tony Ferguson.
I think I know what would have happened.
I think we all know what would have happened there. It's not.
I mean, would you really have taken Tony?
No, I think I would have taken. But the thing is, like when he was
that's not the point.
No,
but you know, he had a big win streak. It's totally different back then.
But you know something. You know why you're saying that right now?
Because we
because
know,
of the losses.
I know.
Yeah, but at that time he was.
But I'm also saying that because Khabib's fucking Khabib.
I mean,
you know?
he's still Habib. I mean, it's not.
And I feel like we saw a version of that with Islam and Chuck. Of course, it's two different fighters, but we saw that best jiu-jitsu versus best wrestler in the division type
and you
clash.
See what happened.
And you saw Islam just just fucking
outclass him.
Yeah.
Well, he just was stronger.
Yeah, he outclassed him. I mean, it was just straight up.
I think the same thing would have happened with Khabib and Tony.
Yeah. Probably would have been a little bit shorter.
Yeah, because maybe.
I think so.
Perhaps.
I think so. I mean, I hate to see it. It probably would have ended in the first round.
I mean, can he stop the takedown? No. And then what would he do when Khabib's on top? Probably get choked out.
Yeah. I mean, easily.
Yeah. Or get smashed.
And then we're still here, but maybe a year ago.
But then people go, what if he ripped the guillotine? What if he does this and that? It's like, okay, he could have, but are you going to bet on that?
Like, Ferguson goes through the same L streak. I mean, I think you just add one extra.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Mm-hmm. And he just gets broken a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's I hate to say it because I love Tony Ferguson.
Me too.
Yeah. But I like him, but I just don't want to see him, This fight doesn't really excite me.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything. What does it do
Would
to us?
Anybody versus Tony Ferguson excite you right now?
No.
Yeah, so
I'm just being honest, and I'm sorry, Tony Ferguson. I'm a big fan of yours.
So you're kind of saying what I just said, and that you probably should do something else.
Hang it up.
Yeah.
Stay in school, bro.
No disrespect.
I mean, I'm not
to my boy CSO, but
I mean, I'm not anybody to say. I mean, if he want to continue fighting, that's him. But me, as far like having a discussion, like, oh man, are you guys excited for a Tony fight?
No.
I just gonna be no. I just gonna say no. Like it doesn't really excite me.
He's like a prelim fighter at this point.
But I do like the thought of Chandler sneaking in there and being the.
That's a fun matchup. That could be just exciting.
Yeah.
Barn burner.
Because that's what it would be. It would be. I mean, Connie would have to go back to his striking. Stay on the feet. Stay on the feet, man.
Well, yeah, it's always been for Conor.
Yeah, Conor is not the same, man. It just.
But that's the problem.
I don't know, man. I think we write off Conor a little more than we should. You know what I mean?
I think it's because of the bad.
You go back 2 fights ago. Dustin did say he almost got knocked out in round 1. He did say that.
And we saw it. I mean,
we saw it. He got rocked.
But I said it that day. I remember the fight, and I was do something.
So
get him on top.
Fight, although obviously Conor got knocked out, that fight could have gone the other way if Conor had a stronger first round, right? Of course, it's all ifs, hypotheticals.
But I was in the first.
Then we go to the next fight, and he breaks his leg. I know he got taken down, but that fight didn't go 3 rounds, man. That was he broke his leg.
He was still fighting on his leg, like on the ground. He was still throwing punches. So he was still trying to get in.
Are you guys kidding me? He before he broke his leg, he was destroying him on the ground. He was destroying Conor on the ground.
He was,
but he was still fighting back.
He was.
And
but the thing is, it's not about fighting back. It's about using a strategy.
But now you're saying because he got taken down and beat up by Dustin Poirier for 1 round that he's washed. I don't think that's the case.
No.
I think he broke his leg and couldn't get back up.
He's not the brothers. He's not the same anymore. He even changed his fighting style.
He hasn't been the same since he stopped doing cocaine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's legit.
But how much different?
Bro, look at his fight. Like, the way he fight, he doesn't have the movement.
He was a little bit more apprehensive the entire time.
Well,
for sure.
Older.
Like,
right.
I think that's what it comes down to.
He's trying to change his fighting style.
So how much worse do you think he is? I think people overestimate it.
Bro, it's not that he's worse. It's that he hasn't evolved.
Well, and I think
with the game.
Yeah. But he was also trying to stay away from those hands.
I think he can be top 15 guys, top 10.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as top 5 guys,
no.
I don't see it.
I agree.
No.
So I'm not saying that he's
but
like
you're talking lightweight. What about welter?
Welterweight goes down.
Different situation in welter.
I think it's worse.
I think it's an easier division.
For him?
A lot of wrestlers, you're right. There are a lot of wrestlers.
You got Usman, you got Chimaev. Who else you got there?
Well, Chimaev's going up, I think, but
yeah, but still, that's you got
Edwards,
you know which
Covington,
fight I would like to see.
Gilly.
I would like to see Dos Anjos versus Conor McGregor. I've been
fun.
waiting for that
like
fight
that.
for close to 10 years now.
That was scheduled at one point.
It was. Yeah. I'd be down with that.
But as far as Tony Ferguson versus Conor, it doesn't really.
The only thing I'm saying is I see a lot of people online acting like Conor sucks now. And I don't think so.
He's not sorry. You get my point, right?
I get your point. I think we all think he had this fall from grace, and he kind of did, but he's still dangerous. I really think he's still dangerous.
And I think we've seen that with some of the things that he's been posting, right? I mean, he broke his legs, and now his legs are freaking tree trunks.
He broke a leg.
Well, yeah, he broke a leg.
He didn't break both of his legs.
Well, yeah, but plurality. I'm sorry. But he worked on it, and his legs are like tree trunks now. Like, his whole body is so different. He's huge.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. Your head, like, if you want to be champion, right? Your head needs to be 100%. I think there's a lot of distraction.
He's out there making movies.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when there's a lot of distractions,
and for the record,
you can't do that.
That
you
movie
can't
should
do
be
that.
made.
Yeah. He's successful. You know, he got his proper 12, but you can't like, you have to focus on one thing. You know, you have to be like, your head has to be 100%.
Don't you think he could beat some of these top 5 lightweights though?
Like who?
Chuck Olives. He could fucking sleep him. Chuck Olives doesn't move his head. You know?
I don't know.
He can't. He definitely.
That'd be a barn burner.
Either way.
That'd be a barn burner. I'd watch it.
But that's the thing.
Either way.
Well, again, I mean, if he sneaks in there, even if Gage sneaks in there.
These are top 5 guys we're talking about.
Let's take a look at this. Look.
But also,
Dustin Poirier, he hits like a truck. You know that, right?
Yeah, he hits hard.
Look what he did to. He was throwing punches to Oliveira. Oliveira just was eating those punches, and then he did what? He submitted him.
But he eats everything.
I think if a fight were to happen between Conor and Oliveira is gonna overwhelm him. Gonna make him gas.
I think in round 1 it'll be very interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna get clipped. He's gonna get clipped.
And Conor has more power than Dustin, I think.
But that's the thing. Does he have does he still have some power?
I think it's toss up.
I think the left is still more powerful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it credit.
But that's a big if. You know, like.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Like But
we like to act like he has no chance in the lightweight. It's like, dude, some of these names he could beat.
No, anybody got a chance.
But that's the thing, though. He's got.
I guess not you guys. I'm just like.
He's got a chance with any of those top 5s because they all like to stand. That's except for the champ.
But I think Faziev would fuck him up. I think Gamrot would fuck him up. I think Sarzukian would fuck him up. It's almost like the lower division, the lower ranking guys are more dangerous for him.
But here's the thing, like, the game has evolved so much that they know what Conor is going to do. Because you remember when Dustin Poirier, when he was doing, you know, that uppercut that kind of go back, you know Conor McGregor. He saw that punch coming. He hit him, and he's like, I got you.
Yep.
And that's the same thing. Conor is not being active enough to get involved to bring new tools.
I agree. For sure.
New weapons to the game. I think right now they know what he's gonna do. Mm-hmm. He's gonna stand outside. Counter. Kicks. They know what he's gonna do. In the top 5. He could be anybody in the top 10, but in the top 5,
I think he needs to act.
I don't know.
Man. He's got to start taking some of these top ranked fighters right now because the new guard, these next kids coming up, they're all gonna fuck him up. Not even Fazeev will fuck him up.
Not even a chance.
Sarzuki will fuck him. Don't you think?
Yeah, not even.
All those guys will fuck him up. He has a better chance with some of these better known guys like a Chuck Alls. I think I see a better path to victory.
Yeah. I agree.
A clearer path to victory. I wouldn't take him. I would always take Chuck in that fight. Don't get me wrong. I just think there's a real possibility Conor could sleep him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a possibility because of power.
Anybody that Conor's in the ring with or in the octagon with.
Sure, I think Conor. Yeah, I think Conor can KO Dos Anjos.
I think so too. I would pick Dos Anjos though.
Gaethje, man, I don't know if he could sleep him.
I do because Gaethje's reckless.
But he has such a solid chin.
That's true.
He has such a solid chin. Like, I don't know.
But overextending on Conor is a dangerous game.
Sure it is. But if you can eat it, and Gaethje has eaten some crazy punches.
Yeah, he has.
So, I don't, honestly, I could go with Gaethje in that one.
That'd be a tough one, dude.
Again, it would just be a barn burner. It would be a Gaethje versus Chandler all over again. Yeah. It would just be a straight brawl. Mm-hmm. Straight slugfest, man. Slobber knocker, if you will.
And then in welter, I think you beat maybe DLew.
Maybe.
Takedown.
That takedown would be bad.
Fuck that.
And that's the thing; those guys are very strong. Mm-hmm. They're natural. They walk around 195 pounds, whereas Conor.
He's got to take Chuck, Gaethje, or Chandler, in my opinion. The rest of these guys, fuck that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And he better act fast because these new kids coming up.
Yeah, they're going to knock out some
of these fives. They're going to fuck him up, dude, because they're all well-rounded.
Top fives are going to get knocked out.
They're all well-rounded, man. He's even Gamrot and Sarzukian, man. Those are the next guys in the lightweight. They're fucking insanely good.
Yeah, I like Gamrot. I do like Gamrot.
He'd fuck Conor up. Same with Armin.
Yeah. It's just, the thing is, all the fighters, Conor had his moment,
And that's the thing. He's had his moment.
2012, when was his debut? 2012, right? 2013, I believe?
Yeah.
Between 2013 to 2016.
It was his big rise.
Yeah, big rise, And
then Floyd, and then that was it.
Yeah. He won really the lightweight. And here's another thing. He never defended a title.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. No. Now, he never had a run I defended the title 3 times.
But he was the first double champ.
Yeah. Was he the first? I think he was
the first. No, holding the 2 titles at the same time, yes. But BJ, what's his name?
BJ Penn.
BJ Penn, he was a lightweight and a welterweight champion. If I'm not mistaken.
Right. So he had 2 division belts, but not
at the same time. So,
yeah, but he was the first double champ at the same time.
But that, in my opinion, but
2020 was
that. You see, DC at least he defended the title.
Yeah,
the heavyweight title. He defended it twice. Mm-hmm. Conor never did that.
No.
The featherweight or the lightweight?
He's cherry picking. He always has.
So
don't you think he cherry picks opponents?
But he beat some great fighters. He beat Jose Aldo. He beat Chad Mendes. Austin Poirier, the first fight he won. He won
that little fight. Dude, that little old looking guy. Forget his. Oh, Dennis. Forget that guy's name. Dennis Suter or something.
Dennis Seaver or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Seaver. Yep.
Seaver. Yeah.
He was actually not bad back in the day, a few years ago.
Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah,
he got a whole list.
Nate Diaz, of course.
He beat Max Holloway.
Yep.
By decision.
2 L's.
So he got some,
There's a specific type of fighter that Conor needs to fight, though, and it's somebody that's hittable and not somebody's going to take him down.
Yeah.
and even the Chad Mendez fight, somebody who could take him down, he had some trouble.
Yeah.
He did have some trouble.
But Conor...
He persevered, but he had some trouble.
Yeah. Conor is always going to be a dangerous fight for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you take him down, you'll be good.
That's the thing.
Yep. You have to take him down. Yep.
You have to take him down. You have to miss it out because,
Yeah. I want to see him versus Chandler way more than Ferguson. That's the fight to make.
I think so.
And if you get slept on that one, call it a day.
Yeah.
Call it a career.
Go back to acting.
Enjoy your yacht, dude.
Yachting and acting.
You kind of want to anyways. I mean, are you really in the fight game at this point? You're doing everything but fighting, I feel like.
Keep the crazies off your boat, though.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so there's your news. There's your news.
Until next time, boys.
Yeah.
Until next time.
We'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about DLew next week.
You're going to get that big KO victory, man.
For sure, man.
You're gonna take someone's head off and put it into the 5th row.
Watch it. Alright.
Spivak's head in the 5th row.
Speedbake.
I can see it. I can see it now.